Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Adam and Chelsea have been in a weird co-parenting limbo since the cheating scandal torpedoed their respective relationships. Chelsea has yet to be persuaded that she and Adam are meant to be as Sally told her, and their story has taken a backseat to others, including that of Billy and Sally, who have embarked on a romance of their own. But that is about to change. Young and Restless spoilers tease that Chelsea will give Adam disturbing news to end this week, and if our hunch is correct, it will change everything between them, perhaps kickstarting the reunion that's been on hold. So what will Chelsea have to say? There are a few possibilities. Chelsea might be telling Adam that she's unexpectedly expecting. After all, given their hookup was impulsive and they were quite drunk, one can't discount the possibility that they didn't use protection. Why would an addition to the family be considered disturbing? Well, for one thing, they aren't together and she didn't seem to think reuniting was a great idea. Therefore, the idea of carrying Adam's baby amid so much uncertainty could be considered disturbing to her. Moreover, the news would get back to Sally and Billy, who would be affected by it. In fact, Chelsea may even find herself in an uncomfortable "who's the daddy" situation. After all is said and done, however, baby news would ultimately bring Adam and Chelsea back together. We're sure of it. If Chelsea has to tell Adam that Connor is struggling again, it's going to bring the parental nightmare they already lived through back into sharp focus, with all of the anxiety and pain it recalls. And on the holidays, this kind of news would undoubtedly bring Chatham closer together as they provide a united front to help their son. We all know what their bonding led to in Baltimore, so we'd expect this could be a catalyst to finally get them back together as a couple. Adam and Ian once worked together on Paragon, but things quickly went sour. In fact, relations became so curdled that Adam ended up in a physical fight with Ian during a fire at Newman Tours, during which they both tried to kill each other. Adam left Ian for dead and was astounded when he once again showed up in Genoa City to wreak havoc afterward. When Ian ended up in prison at the time Victor framed Adam for Constance Bingham's death, Adam and Chelsea convinced him to testify on Adam's behalf by offering to help him escape in return. But they instead duped Ian and left him behind bars. We're positive Ward won't have forgotten this, which means Adam and his family are as much targets as Nikki, Mariah, or anyone else in the Newman clan. We're sure this would bring Chelsea and Adam back together as they circle the wagons to protect themselves and their son. When it comes to relationships, the question of whether two people can reconcile after a breakup is one that has fascinated many. Stories of rekindled love or bitter separations have been told for centuries. But there's something especially compelling about the idea of an ex-couple reuniting, finding their way back to each other after the dust of conflict has settled. The idea of Adam and Chelsea's potential reunion is an emotional roller coaster, one that evokes the complexities of love, forgiveness, self-discovery, and timing. Adam and Chelsea's relationship has been one of love, misunderstanding, and personal growth. Their journey together was marked by moments of undeniable connection, as well as times of tension that forced them to face uncomfortable truths about themselves and each other. The question of whether they get back together hinges not only on their feelings for one another, but also on how much they have evolved during their time apart. The beginning. An unlikely match. Adam and Chelsea first met under what could only be described as an unlikely set of circumstances. Adam, a quiet introvert with a love for books and solo adventures, found himself drawn to Chelsea's outgoing personality. Chelsea, with her contagious laughter and zest for life, was used to being the center of attention. Yet there was an undeniable spark between them, a connection neither could explain. Their chemistry was magnetic, and despite their differences, they complemented each other in unexpected ways. Their relationship quickly blossomed. Adam admired Chelsea's ability to be bold and expressive, while Chelsea was fascinated by Adam's thoughtful, introspective nature. They balanced each other out in ways they hadn't imagined, each finding something in the other that made them feel seen and understood. But as their relationship deepened, so did the challenges. Adam, who had always been reserved, began to feel overwhelmed by Chelsea's energy, her constant need for social interaction, and her habit of rushing into situations without thinking them through. Chelsea, on the other hand, felt frustrated by Adam's quiet, sometimes distant nature, often mistaking it for apathy. Their differences, once charming, slowly became points of contention. The relationship started to lose its spark, and communication broke down. Adam became more withdrawn, and Chelsea felt increasingly ignored and unimportant. Arguments started to occur more frequently, and instead of talking things through, they began retreating to their respective corners. The turning point came during an argument about a seemingly small issue, but beneath it, there was an accumulation of hurt feelings. Adam had become more focused on his career, and Chelsea felt abandoned. She tried to fill the void by engaging in more social activities, but when Adam refused to join her, the emotional gap between them widened. She saw his reluctance as a sign that he was no longer invested in the relationship, and Adam, feeling overwhelmed by her emotional needs, felt suffocated. The breakup was inevitable. Both of them were left heartbroken, but also feeling a sense of relief. It was clear that they needed space to figure out who they were individually before deciding if they could be together again. During their time apart, Adam and Chelsea took the opportunity to focus on themselves. Adam, who had been so consumed by the relationship, rediscovered his love for writing and reading. He took long walks, reflecting on his life and the person he wanted to become. Chelsea, on the other hand, threw herself into her career and began traveling more, seeking new experiences that would broaden her horizons. She realized that while she had been searching for validation from others, she needed to first find validation within herself. Both of them grew during this time. Adam learned to communicate more openly and express his emotions, something he had struggled with during their relationship. Chelsea realized that she had sometimes been too dependent on external sources of validation, and that true fulfillment came from within. They became more self-aware, recognizing their flaws and what they needed to work on. But as time passed, they both began to wonder about each other. Adam missed the spontaneous adventures Chelsea used to drag him into, while Chelsea found herself reminiscing about Adam's calm presence and the way he listened to her without judgment. Still, they had no idea if reconciliation was possible. Could they bring back the magic of their relationship after all the hurt and misunderstandings? The turning point came when Chelsea reached out to Adam, after months of silence. It wasn't an impulsive decision. She had spent time reflecting on her feelings and realized that the love she had for Adam had never fully gone away. She had worked on herself, and she wanted to know if Adam had done the same. Their first conversation was awkward, filled with nervous laughter and hesitant pauses. But beneath the awkwardness, there was something genuine, a desire to understand each other. Chelsea apologized for her emotional outbursts during their relationship, acknowledging that she had sometimes placed too many demands on him. Adam, in turn, admitted that he had been emotionally unavailable and had not fully appreciated Chelsea's needs. They decided to meet in person. When they saw each other again, it was clear that both had changed. They were no longer the people they had been when they first met. There was no longer the frantic energy that had once driven them. Instead, there was a quiet understanding, a mutual recognition of the journey they had both been on. In the end, the decision to get back together wasn't about rekindling the exact same relationship they once had. It was about creating something new, based on the growth and lessons they had learned during their time apart. They realized that they could be together, but it would require patience, understanding, and a willingness to put in the work. For Adam and Chelsea, getting back together was not about returning to the past, but rather about building a future. They knew that love alone wasn't enough to make a relationship work. It had to be nurtured through communication, respect, and mutual support. Their journey wasn't perfect. They still had disagreements, and there were moments when old patterns resurfaced. But they were both committed to facing their challenges together, recognizing that the love they shared was worth fighting for. Adam and Chelsea's story is one of growth, forgiveness, and the realization that sometimes love isn't about finding perfection. It's about learning to navigate the imperfections together.